How to start your VA business. First tip or focus I want to say is everyone has skills. Everyone has skills that can be monetized, and everyone has skills that can be monetized, and you can do service to someone online. And I think a lot of us think that our skills aren't good enough or we have doubts, but there is somebody, because now you have everybody on the internet. You don't just have like your local area that you have to worry about finding your client, but all over the world, somebody is waiting for you with your specific skill set, with exactly who you are. And I would say that would go into my next part about what I love about being a VA is that you can just be yourself. So you get to choose your clients, you get to choose who you want to work with, and you get to choose how you deliver even your products, what your pricing will be, and so forth. So it really did also allow me to be really free and doing what I love, because you are really taking the skills that you already have that you're using and you're going to monetize them. You don't necessarily have to worry about the skill set. You can always start where you are, and I always encourage people to learn and to continue that as you go. However, I am a big believer that we don't want to focus too much on improving, and we're not getting out there and actually starting our business, because then it turns into more of a hobby because we don't have clients. So, one of the first things that I would suggest that you do is you're going to have a way to um, market yourself. And by that, I just mean you need a way to be online. So, I do suggest having a computer. I do know some people will say you can just do it by phone. However, when you start actually doing work, whether it's admin work, whether it's creative, and especially if it's technical, you need a computer.
I do agree. When starting my business, I just wanted to deal with books. So it gave me the opportunity to have a business in something that I actually loved. I mean, I did enjoy my job as an event coordinator. However, dealing with books and scheduling my own time and having my own ceiling of how much money I was going to make made a great difference, which kept me in handling my business.
The next thing is you want to make sure, or you want to finalize what services you want to monetize. There are different types of virtual assistants out there. There's so many, and they specialize in different things and then with different industries and different people. So I would say to a person who's thinking about becoming a virtual assistant, the next thing is just figuring out what service you want to start off with. And I would say the most, usually when you're starting off, what I usually see is a general admin. And they do everything from the email management, data entry, maybe even taking phone calls, um, making the appointments, scheduling the appointments. Sometimes it involves maybe some spreadsheets. So usually that's what I see people start off with, and they don't niche down at first. And that's usually just because they want to make sure that that's a fit for them. They enjoy doing it. You can also do tech. Now, if you are a technical person and you like integrations and automations, then you can do that, and people definitely will pay you your value in that, because that's often a stressor for a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs is the tech side. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that. I know I work with a lot of coaches as well, and you're always doing events, you're always doing different launches. And a lot of that is all tied together with the tech VA. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Just say yes to different opportunities to see what you really like and what you don't like, and you will be surprised oftentimes. There's a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs and maybe even want to start a virtual assistant business, but that's as far as they get. They get to the dream, they get to the I'm going to talk about it, but then they don't get to the action. And you definitely don't have a business or maybe a hobby. That's a maybe if you're not willing to put the action in there. So you have to have the action as well. So you have to be an action taker. You have to be okay with knowing that you're going to take risk. There are going to be times where you don't see the whole staircase and you have to take the step anyway. And those are just some questions or some things I would ask anyone to think about before they're really thinking about being a virtual assistant. I do think being a virtual assistant is awesome. You can do it as a second job. You can still have the comfort and security of still working, and you can still do it on the side because it's just your skills that you're monetizing. However, just know that if you want to make it a full time, or you want to scale, or it's really tugging at you to be an entrepreneur, I think that's wonderful. If you're able to afford it when you first start, I do believe you should invest in yourself. I think guidance is key. YouTube is a wonderful source of information on how you can start. And a lot of guidance. However, at some point, to be a sustainable business, you're going to want to invest in yourself. We do have a virtual assistant lounge, which is our community, where once a month you get a free session of goal setting, live Q&A calls, and trainings. So you get that for $27 a month. And you also are in a supportive community around other people who are also on their virtual assistant journeys. I think leveraging off of another person and their journey and their experiences can only help you to go even further.
Since we are start talking about starting your VA business, some of the core that you need, like your business name, right? Sit back and think about what you want to name your business. And then you want to go ahead and register it to the Secretary of State in whatever state you're in. And then you want to make sure after you get that letter back, you'll have your EIN. And from that point, you are a registered business, which would be your VA business or whatever business it is that you choose to start. And then you want to open up your business account with that VA. These are very important in the beginning. Some people don't know to do that, or some people do it but then skip some steps. You want to make sure you want to do it in order. That way, when you start your business and you do want to scale, you have opportunities out there for you to get funding or help you build your business to where you want it to be.
I'm always careful sometimes because we, as people, when we're starting an idea, especially when you start talking, I know a lot of VAs that do this, they get stuck. They get stuck in this cycle of, I don't know what I'm going to call my name. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about my website. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And I've known people who have spent months on that and still didn't put themselves out there. So those are very important steps, and it can be done. And I will say, to register your company with the state is usually very minimal. So you do want to definitely get those things done. But I also want to say, don't get stuck. Because I hate seeing virtual assistants getting stuck in what I want to call the perfectionist zone. because again, you guys need clients. Things are a lot
Yeah.
easier once you get clients. And I am person who believes, yes, do the registering. Pick you a name. Use your own personal name. It doesn't have to be cute. You can change the name. And I would suggest that you, after you do those points, then you just get out there to make sure that it is for you. Once you find out that it is for you, then you want to invest more money in making sure you do the steps for, you know, um, if you want to turn it into a LLC. I know a lot of people ask me about that, or if you want to do other things with it, because there's nothing more discouraging than being in a business that isn't making you money. I mean, for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but it's a lot of work. We put in a lot of work. So when you put in that work, you want to see results. I would also say that doing your research upfront on as much as you can while you're still out there looking for clients is one of the best ways to build a sustainable business as well, because it just allows you to have a very strong foundation in what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're going to do it, and so forth. So when you do run into those kind of hard entrepreneur times and you have to make some rough decisions, then you can go back to your foundation, your why, your how, your who you want to work with, your um, how much, and so forth. So it's always good to have that strong foundation. It's just like a house. As you build and you grow, you have something strong to lean on.